Literally just
Dragon was better at healing than Heelhaven was, actually.
It still is! It hasn't changed! It still is!
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Alright, oh god. Oh goodness, it's a Rune Mirror matchup. Alright, well we've seen a number of this before. Burn Rune seems to have somewhat of an edge against Dimensional Shift in some cases, but we've seen things go crazy. And I think at this point it really depends on their mulligan decisions, but talk to us about what's here, Envy. How is this game kicking off for these two players?
Well, pretty textbook mulligans for both of them. Are just looking for Kurmango was looking for early game removal, Hacterox was looking for early game aggression, and Kurmango actually found a Fire Chain. That's a really interesting card. Yeah.
Very interesting. But
Fire Chain, I don't think it's going to be on the graphic here. It's a 4 play point runecraft spell. Used to be in every D-Shift deck ever, but we kind of cut it out. It's got it says deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower with spell boost. So you can play, 4 spells, spell boosted 4 times, and it does 5 damage randomly. So, and that just keeps going up and up, so.
Now, Hacterox has quite possibly the best card to fight against D-Shift with, and that is the Magic Illusionist. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, but he's got sigils too. So for those who don't know, Magic Illusionist is a 2/2 play point 2/2 that has last words, perform Earthright, summon a Magic Illusionist. D-Shift is pretty limited on its ability to be able to deal with Magic Illusionist. So in many ways, it ends up being a make or break in the matchup.
Mm-hmm. We actually saw Kurmango just go face. He didn't want to kill the Illusionist and give Hacterox that draw, since he knows Hacterox will probably end up attacking Levi anyway. Probably not though. So,
if I were Hacterox, I wouldn't bother. I would just start going.
Yeah,
face.
I wouldn't bother either, but you know, maybe.
Well, I mean, if he was worried about the Evos, then that's one thing. But the problem with that line is that he shouldn't really be worried about the Evos at this point because he's the second player, so he's the one who's going to get into Evo first. They should just be going face.
And Hacterox actually got an amazing top deck. He actually got he got Dwarf Alchemist that he could play next to the Iron Scrap Smelter that he already had, which blocks Levi from even having the option of attacking a 2/2 now, which means Mango is going to get hit for at least 4, unless he pops a spell next turn, or this turn, rather. And this is actually already looking really, really bad for Mango.
Yes. Right now, that we can tell, he could use the Secrets of Erasmus, but he is risking hitting the Magic Illusionist.
Yeah.
Because that randomly targets. So, for those who don't know what Secrets of Erasmus does, it randomly hits a follower for 5 damage. But he didn't play that.
Looks like Mango's going to opt to play a Merlin down. It kind of almost has ward, but not really. Like Merlin, you don't want it to attack you, but, you know, you could just not
ignore it.
Yeah, I would completely ignore it also.
Pretend it's not. I would kill the
Hacterox
Levy.
could do a total of 9 this turn, and that would be insanely powerful, so.
It would. I would kill the Levy 100%. Oh, no, I wouldn't have done that. I would have burned his face.
He's actually going to opt to kill both of them. Wow.
Oh, okay. I would have melted his face into oblivion.
He could have pushed him to
I can see this line. I can see this because he may just go, okay, I don't want to leave the Levy in play. The Merlin, I don't think would have been as much of a concern for me. I don't think. I think just pushing as much damage as possible would have just been the right line, especially given the obstacle that he has.
Well, that's game. That's literally a game.
Yep.
I think that Hacterox correctly identified that Mango has not spell boosted at all the entire game until this turn. So killing Merlin and Levi there got rid of his board options for any spell boosts. And now Hacterox can just, you know, breathe easy knowing that Fate's Hands are still costing 3. Fire Chain doesn't do anything since they know deck lists. So he can play around these cards.
Well, at this point, like he has, Hacterox has access to 2 sigils basically, for like down there because he has another alchemist. So he has access to 2 sigils, and these are definitely going face. So he's going to be at Karamango's going to be at 5, and he's nowhere near winning this game. Yeah, this
game is 100% over. Yeah, Fire Chain's doing 3 for 4 play points. He can make it do. He can actually just play Angelic Snipe onto the board, play Fate's Hand to boost the chain even more. But even then, it's only doing 5. And the board's got a collective health of, the board's got...
Oh my goodness.
13 life. And he goes for the taunt.
he hit him with the emote. He said, oh man, how do you feel right now? You can't win, bro.
Why did I say 13? The board has 10 life, and now it has 9. So the Fire Chain can maybe kill the 6-2, but it won't matter.
Nah.
It's not even going to. It's not even going to.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So Hacterox showing a little personality there, even though he's not on camera. He hit him with the emote, telling him he didn't stand a chance.
Poor Mango.
Yeah, that had to be I would say that was a pretty, harsh loss. But that's just kind of what happens when you play D shift. Sometimes that scenario where you just don't get the cards that you need, or even rather that you want, and it's just really bad, but it happens.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately combo decks in Shadowverse just kind of happens. But we'll see if Mango decides to bring Dimension Shift again. He does have Dragon, but now he has to get through Shadow, and that's the deck that I said had the better matchups. So
yep.
We'll see. It's not like Burn Rune was a bad matchup or anything, obviously. I think anybody can watch that game and realize it was probably fine, but, Nep Shadow's pretty good.
It is. So Mango really has
I can't imagine
to consider...
Mango will bring Dragon. I think he'll bring Rune.
Well, actually, I guess that depends on what Mango's lineup is. I want to actually take a quick look at what his Dragon list looks like, and that would determine whether or not he would pick it. Let's see. Okay, so Mango's list is not a Storm Dragon list, but just a regular old... They kind of like the current list. So, I don't think he would want to play...
Goes for the Rune.
Yeah. Yep.
Mother, father, come on! I guess
he does have to win with both anyway, but I feel like Rune... Chimeras. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay.
He has Chimeras.
Mango's been getting tips from Derzello. I see it now.
You mean Sazone? That was Sazone's tech.
No, it was Derzello. Derzello brought it.
Yeah.
He was playing
but
Daria.
Sazone admitted in the chat afterwards that he told Derzello to play those.
Ah, I see.
They were terrible for him.
Sazone sabotaging other players, I see. Okay.
Mango's hand is just absolutely terrible.
He can't catch a break with these draws, man. I mean, he does have the Kaleidoscopic Glow, so he can, bounce that back and draw another card, but...
It's a Fate's Hand.
That's okay.
Also, as long as Hacterox... Never mind. I was going to say if Hacterox doesn't drop a 3-drop here, then Mango could just bounce again and cycle again, but...
I mean, there was no reason for Hacterox not to play Attendant of Night.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so...
face. You don't want to hit the Attendant with that.
No, you don't. So, to explain to people what Attendant of Night actually does... it can only attack the enemy leader and followers with ward, and it has last word summon a lich. And a lich is simply a 4/4. That's it. So, when it dies, I like this. Aggressive.
Yeah, it's really aggressive, but it's good.
Yeah, it's incredibly good against D-Shift. D-Shift has very limited answers to be able to deal with the liches and these last word guys. Like, they can't bounce them. They have to trade into them or kill them or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sad.
And he does have an answer. He could Angelic Snipe face, summon the Golem, Wind Blast the 3/3, evolve the Golem, go over, and that would also leave up a Ward Golem to protect from the 1/1. But I'm not sure if he's gonna go for that line. That's the most protective line. I don't know if he's gonna go for a Fate's Hand play or not. Oh, he's actually gonna pop the Lich now. Wow.
That's not necessarily bad. Him popping the Lich here allows him to play the Conjure Guardian.
Oh, he goes for a Fate's Hand. He's gonna save Wind Blast, I think.
Well, it depends on what his Wind Blast is at.
It's at 3. Now,
Okay,
now it's
so-
at 3.
You're done for.
All right, so
Or
he's
no.
going to trade into the ledge.
It's at 4 right now. Yeah, he's gonna trade into this. I guess. Ah, that's interesting. It does get rid of power still. It's not terrible or anything.
No.
Luriel coming down. Get 3 face
And get
again.
more damage. He's going to have a much harder time dealing with this Attendant of Night, though. A much harder time.
You can get rid of it now, actually. Merlin into Wind Blast gets rid of it.
It does, yeah.
You could also Levi it. He can evolve Levi, use the Crimson Sorcery
Is
and
that
attack
really?
it. With,
Yeah, it is. I can't see cards. Sorry, but
it's a bit difficult at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing another Fire Chain, but he still doesn't have a D shift in hand.
He doesn't,
Like-
yeah.
Long now.
So at this point, it's kind of just he's not going to be able to. Wow, he would have much preferred that to have been a D shift.
He actually might attack Luriel here.
Well, it would keep her in play for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at Hacterox's hand, it actually wouldn't be that bad, but Death's Breath is going to be pretty explosive next turn. Even though it doesn't summon the ward, just summoning 3 zombies for 6 play points is pretty strong.
I don't think it really needs to have the ward at this juncture. Again, like
Doesn't,
for right
yeah.
now, he just needs to be more aggressive. And Kirmango is really got to consider what his priorities are. Is it preserving damage and getting, because I think he would preserve a bit more damage taking out the Lich, but it looks like he's opted to, I'm not taking out the Lich, but taking out the Attendant.
And he has no
But,
evolves left, so he's just going to play Levi out. I like this.
Unbelievable.
Fair.
Want to play?
Hacterox might just decide that, you know what,
That kills the Merlin outright. The board trades
That
better
does-
for Mango now, but... Chimera. Oh, it's such a dead draw. Oh my gosh. The board does trade better now for Mango. Finds a Mischief finally, but you can't let Merlin attack more than once, so...
well, no, you generally don't want Merlin to attack ever, but
So using
really...
Angelic Snipe and Double Wind Blast, he can actually clear the board, but he goes for a Sword Cash instead.
maybe he doesn't see that. Like, that could be it too. Like, he just doesn't see it, and maybe he just is, okay, I have D shift now, I'm just gonna focus on that.
It
And
is
he's
possible.
not necessarily the most immediate, I guess I'll say, danger, but maybe from his perspective, he doesn't see that maybe he's in a lot of danger. But we see that Hacterox has 2 Kawi's in hand, and we know how much of a pain Kawi is for D shift. So
True. It could be possibly saving Wind Blast for the 8 play point plays. Like Nephthys herself. It doesn't really do anything to Mord, but Nephthys you can get rid of.
You've gotta see me dance.
okay, so now I got a completely irrelevant question for you. It's completely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the game. We know that Hacterox is on the road. If you were him, where would you be going instead of like just if you had the choice? Where would you go?
Like in the real world.
Yeah, like, he's on the road right now playing Shadowverse. Even though he's getting away from the hurricane and all that. So
Well, I mean, Northern
if-
Louisiana is fine. So Northern Louisiana, the tip of Florida. You also come into Biloxi pretty quickly, and I think Biloxi is pretty okay.
no. I mean, like, if you could choose where to go, like,
Should it go
would you
anywhere?
go?
Oh, I just drive to.
Yeah,
I'd
like-
drive 4 days straight to Cali, dude. Hit up California. Why not? Right? Just get away from the hurricane to go get hit by another hurricane and an earthquake, because Cali gets earthquakes every day. But that's fine. God, Mango's in such a bad spot right now. Like, he can double
Yeah.
Wind Blast, but like, what does that even accomplish, right?
yeah. This is the kind of the power of Attendant of Knights, or rather, I will say, persistent followers against
Yeah,
D shift.
yeah. Sticky
Is that-
anythings against
Yeah.
Dimension Shift are really annoying.
Very persistent. Just look, man, you can't deal with my board, bro. Sorry, man. And
this is why when like before Catacombs got nerfed, before Shadow Reaper got nerfed, and like all those cards were like brand new, Dimension Shift on ladder had something like, I don't know, like a 20% win rate or something, because like Shadow just auto beat it, like you couldn't do anything against it.
Yep. And Hacterox is quite primed to just run away with this game. Like this game is pretty, I think it's real.
This game is basically over. Mango's Dimension Shift, the first one is still in double digits, so it's not really anything you can do.
Yeah, this is... there's literally nothing that... Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Like, I'm trying to think of another line that he could take. Like, maybe he could, you know... Oh boy, not what you want to say. Yeah, there's no line.
Realistically, I would love for someone who's been playing these chimeras to rationalize the chimera for me. Like, please, somebody tell me why these chimeras are showing up, because I am not seeing it.
Okay, it's okay. I'll give you a very bad reasoning. It can be a proactive play. Okay, so it can be proactive. It can also be Evo to take out something else, so it can be kind of like
it's gonna be at 1 here, so it's actually gonna be slightly useful if he wasn't already dead. So I guess if you get multiple ones, if it could evolve, he would almost not be dead.
Enjoyable.
He could almost not be dead, except his opponent has... Wow, and then he hits him with taunts.
And then he hits him with double taunts, actually. Hacterox on the road, he just hits him with the taunts. Oh my god.
Man, Hacterox, I respect it, man. On the road, hitting him with taunts.
A tough loss for Kier Mango. I feel like Dimensional Shift was just not the deck that he wanted to bring today. It just could not come up with any answers. I think these days people are playing relatively, at least...